Oh, or not according to Jack, but your host, Jack Toledano. Hello and welcome. Uh, Trying different opening introductions. We'll see how they work and we'll see how this one worked. So there you have it. So this is going to be a relatively short, quick episode. We haven't done an episode in a few weeks of Concerts Remembered, but we're going to put a little twist on this. We're going to call it, instead of calling it Concerts Remembered, we're going to call it Concert Regrets. There's no special graphics or PowerPoint or any kind of cutaways for this one. It's just me uh, talking to you about, I guess, 10 bands that I regret not having seen in my lifetime. Uh, so here we go. And again, this is in no particular order. So my first band that I regret not having seen are the Rolling Stones. Yeah, I've liked them ever since I was a little kid. I just never got around to it. You know, those stadium shows have always commanded, some big money, and they've always sold out pretty quickly. So, you know what? For me, the time to have seen them probably would have been in, I don't know, late 70s, early 80s. But if you want to know something, I wasn't really digging them at the time. Uh, I mean, now they're definitely a nostalgia act, but they're I mean, God, these guys are fossils now. They're in their late 70s, early 80s. I mean, Keith Richards is going to outlive us all. But of course, my regret is that Brian Jones isn't still there and isn't still a big part of the Rolling Stones like he was once upon a time. They can't deny that. Yeah, so that's one of my regrets. Another, and again, like I said, in no order. Um, Pink Floyd. I would have loved, and you know what? They Back in my high school days, they when the wall came out, they only played in two places. They did five shows right here in my backyard, my bailiwick, uh, the Nassau Coliseum, literally a stone's throw from my current home. Uh, I would have loved to have seen that show. And they also played a bunch of shows out in Los Angeles. That was it. Five at Nassau Coliseum and five in Los Angeles, I believe. That would have been something to see. Number three, and you know what? I cursed my friend for weeks for this, for not bringing. He bought two tickets to go see this band, and he took somebody else. You know, I didn't have the funds and I didn't have the permission at the time. So what did he do? He's like, I can't take any chances. I gotta go out and buy those tickets. So I'm talking the band Boston. So there were only two albums at that time. There was Boston and Don't Look Back, but I'm sure it would have been a great concert to have seen. Uh, Only years later did I hear, you know what? They really aren't that great in concert. They sound too much like the record. Okay, good. So, you know what? I would say that they're less of a regret then. But number fourth band that I regret not having seen, uh, I've only gotten into them probably in the last 10, 15 years. I'm talking the band UFO. They also played in my bailiwick recently in the Huntington Paramount. I think they were with, I don't know, Uriah Heep or Armored Saint or somebody, but would have been nice to go see them. But at that time, we had just bought a second home upstate, and there was a lot of work going on, and I was traveling up there pretty practically every weekend to do the work, even, stay for weeks at a time just to get work done. So UFO is a band that I missed out on. This next band, Pete talked about him on his show just the other day. Bands where we talk about, or albums where we talk about the stories of having heard it for the first time. Of course, he was talking about the album Wings Over America, Paul McCartney and Wings. My wife Susan and I had an opportunity, I don't know, 15 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, maybe, to go see uh, Paul McCartney at Citi Field. Yeah, when Citi Field first opened. I don't know, what was it, 2008, 2009? Unfortunately, it was at a time when my kids were young and they needed to be driven here and there to concerts and baseball and softball and football, et cetera, et cetera. I just had too much going, so I unfortunately had to decline these tickets. But in hindsight, yes, I am kicking myself. I would have loved to have seen Paul McCartney in some form. Would have been nice. Number six. I'm definitely regretting this. They just did a one-off show in Brooklyn just recently. I'm talking the band Manowar. Um, they they don't play in the States that often because their main audience is in Europe and parts of Asia, uh, which is a damn shame that, metal music that we grew up with isn't that popular here anymore. I mean, granted, they can still draw somewhat, but to the more club atmosphere type places. I mean, KK's Priest and accepted pretty fairly well playing at the Paramount. No, not no. Where did they? The Palladium in New York City. Wasp and Armored Saint drew pretty well at the Hammerstein Ballroom when I saw them. But you know what? I guess Manowar to them. I guess it's just not worth it to be able to put on that kind of show and for such little gain. So they don't do too many shows. But had I known about it at the time, I probably would have bought tickets. But uh, then what happened was they sold out fast. Then tickets on the aftermarket were going for like 700, 750 at the time. So I balked at it. I mean, I I could probably afford it, but why spend that kind of money when I have a lot of other expenses? Uh, then when the price came down toward the end to about 300 a ticket, unfortunately, I had to close up my upstate home and winterize it because hello, it's winter and why risk pipes freezing? So I had to stay and get that done that weekend, and so I missed the concert. So praying that they come around again. We'll see. Next, uh, that was six bands that I've three, six. Okay, seven. Metallica. Granted, they haven't. I don't think they've been that good since the Black Album, but they at least half their show is still their old classics. That still I still haven't completely wrote them off. I would go see them. Hopefully, I can go see them, but we'll see what happens. Another band who's still touring. Haven't seen them yet. Maybe I'll try to see them in 2025. Of course, I'm talking AC/DC. Don't know who their lead singer is. I hear rumors that it's going to be, Axl Rose, but whatever. I'll I want to see them at least once, so we'll see what happens. These last two, I completely missed the boat. One of them I could have seen because they came around to the Nassau Coliseum every year back in the late 70s, early 80s. I'm talking Van Halen. I would have loved to have seen them, but they sold out fast. I mean, back in those days, it wasn't like, you know, getting onto a website and, counting to 20 and hitting that enter button multiple times to try and get tickets. Uh, Back then, you camped out online overnight for tickets, and you know what? Sorry, my parents wouldn't let me do that. Anywho, so that's one regret. My last band, I would have liked to go see them, but uh, right about the time I was able to start going to concerts, uh, their drummer passed away. I'm talking these guys, Led Zeppelin, damn shame. And then they called it quits. I probably could have went and saw, Robert Plant solo, but sorry, doesn't really interest me. Uh, about the best thing that I could do is I saw an advertisement for the band Get the Lead Out playing at the Huntington Paramount in about a week. And I did see them, and you know what? For me, that was about as close as it comes to having seen Led Zeppelin. Um, Amazing, really freaking good. I rumor has it my brother also saw them down in Charlotte, North Carolina. He thought that they were equally good, just as good as I thought. Uh, so don't automatically give these tribute bands a pass because some of them really kick ass and some of them sound like the band and some, it's about as good as you're gonna get. Uh, Other tribute bands I've seen, Almost Queen was really good. Uh, the Almost Brothers for the Allman Brothers, but I did see them once. Um, who else? Santana had a cover band. I saw a Kiss cover band of all places at this car show at there's a park in the Bronx. I forget what it's called. It's right on the water, Overlook Park or something like that. But yeah, they damn good, damn good. Best Kiss tribute I've ever seen. This is Jack Toledano speaking for All or Not, according to Jack. So there's a hint for you. If you're going to try to guess uh, in my top 100 how many bands that I have seen of that of those 57 bands that make up that top 100 list. These are a few bands that I have not seen, so maybe that'll help you narrow it down somewhat. So I will be looking for those for those people. Uh, you know, Please enter it into the actual, not here, but into the actual videos of the top one. Any of the three parts of the top 100 hard rock videos, please enter it in one of those, and I will gather them all, and I will announce on Monday evening, December 23rd, who the winner is, who I will be sending out a Christmas care package. Be well, folks, and if I don't speak to you, have a very happy holidays. Uh, Actually, I might be speaking to you on the 23rd because on the 23rd, it will be Festivus for the rest of us. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye.